Post-election unity. Let's all hold hands for Gang of Four today. It is Friday, November 5th, 2010. Jack Riccardi on News Talk 550 KTSA. The weekend is here. We kick it off with Gang of Four. By the way, you know how they caught David Cassidy, DUI in Florida? He was driving that multicolored bus that the Partridge family rides around. It sticks out like a sore thumb. Come on, he needs a lower profile ride these days. David Cassidy, 60 years old, though. Wow, man. Well, he waited a long time to get that first DUI anyway. So, all right, Gang of Four today. This is some kind of Gang of Four. Those of you who think we do this in a very systematic way, that we carefully combine personalities in a blend that will yield the ultimate entertainment, today's show should put that theory to rest. First up on Gang of Four today, we're glad to have him back. It's been a while. Cary, Clack, columnist at the San Antonio Express-News. What's going on with you over there? You're moving, or
just moving desk and all.
Oh, you're not moving within the paper.
No, I'm not. I'm staying put.
I thought you were moving within the paper.
There was talk about that for a while.
That's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
All right, so you're in the SA Life section.
Sunday, Tuesday.
You recently had a colonoscopy.
I feel great.
Yeah, and how did you know?
He's squirming in his chair.
I know he can't sit. I brought up the word. Now he can't sit on both butt cheeks at the same time. Here's what's bothering me about that column, Cary, because I'm a little younger than you, but. You know, I'm the one of the people, when I read stuff like that, now I think I have, you know, colon cancer. I can't, it's the power of suggestion. And you're making us feel like we should all go out and get one of those things.
Well, the big thing is people are afraid of it.
Yes.
And I was too.
I'm still afraid.
And other folks who've had it said that there was nothing to it, you know.
I'm afraid of the day before.
That's you stay home.
That's not good.
You stay home for a while.
That's not good.
Yeah, and the worst part is drinking a gallon of stuff within 2 hours.
Right.
But that it runs its course literally, and but that's the worst part.
Yeah.
And I
did you have somebody go with you? Because you can't drive, right?
I had someone go with me. Actually, my girlfriend couldn't come with me, so I took my mother. But my mother took me.
Well, here's the thing, because when you go, they give you like a sedative, right? They don't knock you out completely, but it's like
I was knocked out.
Oh, you were knocked out completely? What doctor do you go to?
Yeah, it was great.
You go to an actual official doctor, or you go to that guy on the east side?
It's like I wrote Michael Jackson, I now understand.
Yeah.
I now understand.
But I mean, so aren't you afraid you'll say something?
I didn't put that in the comment. That was my one fear before, and I still worry about
You're knocked out,
yeah.
You're on your side, they're going up your, you know.
I didn't ask because I'm pretty sure I did say something that was embarrassing. But they were looking at my butt, so it couldn't be much more embarrassing than that.
But you had your mother with you.
Not in there.
See, yeah, but I mean, she had to drive you home while you were kind of loopy, right?
I was awake by then.
Oh, you didn't say anything?
No, I was fine by then.
You didn't reveal anything?
I just worry about what I said in that alpha period. But
well,
get one.
Well,
wait.
All right. Well, aren't they coming up with some kind of new thing?
New one where it won't be invasive.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that.
I'm too old. I was too old.
I'll hold out for that. Hurry up. All right. Cary Clack's with us from the Express News. Also representing the Gray Lady today is Jonathan Gurwitz, who's a member of the editorial board and a columnist. And I don't know if he's had a colonoscopy. And knowing Jonathan, I'm quite sure he will not tell us.
I'm still a few years away.
Oh, okay, all right. Would you write about it when you did? I can't see you really, unless you could put it in the context of Israeli-Arab relations. I don't really see you writing about it.
Well, I think the nation has pretty much had a colonoscopy for the last couple of years.
We had something, yeah. We had something this week. What's new with you?
I've gone into survivalist mode with Happy Meals. Get
them while you can.
I'm stockpiling the toys.
Yeah. You know, someday we'll have to explain to our kids, you know, that in the good old days, the toy came with the meal, and now Mom and Dad have to stop and get the toy on the way to McDonald's. It's an extra errand. But do you feel, as somebody that writes a lot about politics, are you feeling like you have to reset now that the election is over, or you got plenty to write about? Or?
No, not at all, because really, I mean, what transpired this week is what I've been writing about for about the last 18 months.
Yeah.
That I think there's been a real disconnect between what's going on in Washington and what's going on in the rest of the country, and that I thought that the president and the Democratic Party misunderstood the results of the 2008 election as a mandate to do whatever they wanted, when in fact it was a rejection of the Republicans. And now the Republicans are in danger of making the same mistake.
We'll talk about that,
yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Jonathan Gurwitz and Cary Clack here, and bringing up the new media side of the table is J.T. Street, who's a video journalist at Fox San Antonio. And I always forget, JT, you're the movie critic, but what, you don't see the movie when you write the review? Or
it's called Preview Review.
Preview.
And, yeah, and basically anyone can tell you what they think about a movie they've seen. That's not hard. It's a lot harder to review a movie that you haven't seen. So I like to make that extra challenging.
Low-hanging fruit there. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, the way I see it is, if I can tell you if a film is good or bad in 2 minutes, and that saves me a lot of time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, why put in all the time of watching the movies?
Well, exactly, and you can go through a lot more that way. It's a
Yeah.
lot faster and
All
easier.
right.
I want you to admire my restraint, Jack. I just went through 5 minutes of colonoscopy talk before I was introduced and said nothing.
I have to say, though, the whole time we were talking about it, you were hugging yourself. Did you know that?
I was trying
Were
to
you
avoid.
shivering, or-
Oh my gosh, it was so hard to resist
What is it you want
the
to say?
temptation.
You had some colonoscopy jokes?
Well, I just think that as far as dates go, bringing your girlfriend to a colonoscopy has got to be one of the most romantic things. I mean, right? I mean,
Yeah, I'm a little surprised he was even considering that.
I'm surprised
I
that
don't
he
think
didn't.
she should have been on the list, Cary. I'm sorry.
I'm surprised she wasn't on tops of the list. I mean, as part of a relationship, you want to be open and honest with your partner, and I think how more open and honest can you be than a colonoscopy?
Inexperienced man, if only you knew.
It's all about
It's
what's
not
on the
open and
inside.
honest,
It's
it's
what's
not-
on the inside that counts, Jack.
Boy, you can't get more inside than that. I say be a man of mystery. Keep some secrets. She should never know all about you, okay? Hey, Rick Perry wins re-election.
Dun, 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 dun.
Comes out with his new book, Fed Up, and is doing 1 million national interviews about how he is not running for president. It's like he's screaming at the top of his lungs. Jonathan, I'm running for president, right?
Yeah, if he protests anymore, they'll have to start getting signatures for
No
his.
kidding. No kidding. So, I mean, here's what I think. I think from a distance, he must look like the nearly ideal conservative Republican Tea Party candidate. We know better. A few phone calls to Texas, a couple of Google searches, that would be over. But I'll bet from a distance he looks
He
pretty
is-
close to perfect
Rick
for that.
Perry is very well liked around the country among conservatives, and he's very well liked among conservatives in Texas. But there are issues. I mean, there's a reason why he barely got 50% in the primary last spring. The economy is good in Texas, comparatively speaking, but conservatives have issues with him on property rights, on parental rights with the Gardasil vaccine, on transportation and toll roads. I mean, there are a whole host of issues that conservatives in Texas have disagreements with Rick Perry about, and those issues don't get the kind of play beyond our borders that the economy does.
Should he run anyway? I mean, is it like, hey, you've got this going for you, you've got the Texas story is such a great story. I mean, if ever you were going to run, this is the time. Should he just run anyway? I mean, you're describing the things that might trip him up, but isn't there a lot that would say to a guy like Rick Perry when he looks in the mirror, hey, why not me?
I think he's got to run. I mean, he did better against White than was expected. He is a very fortunate politician in terms of his career, and from his standpoint, I can't see why. What does he have to lose?
Yeah.
I mean, what else does? I mean, it's like it was like Obama in 08. If not then, why? When would be a better time?
Nothing
for
to lose,
2010?
JT, right?
I heard his acceptance speech, and at the time I said, I was really surprised that Texas had annexed Washington, D.C. Because everything in his acceptance speech was the American people this, the American people that. I didn't
a lot
realize
of
that
people gave
Austin
speeches
had
like that.
jurisdiction over D.C. I liked, though, in his speech how he gave himself a book plug. I thought that was really
Hey,
awesome.
You got to plug your own book.
The American people are fed up. Oh, by the way, if you want to know more about how the American people are fed up, I'm going to be on Fox and Friends tomorrow morning to tell you about my new book.
I think you make a good point, though. He's been governor for forever. You can't tell me he's not getting a little bored with that. It's not a very powerful position or hands-on. It's not like he's doing stuff. So you run, you don't make it, you're still governor. Maybe you get another book deal.
I have been fascinated though by the just the almost Sherman-esque Which I guess most of them do. The Sherman has announced that he's going to run. Because I've been listening to the little openings where how is he going to come? Like when Clinton said he wasn't going to run for president, when he was running for his last re-election for governor in Arkansas, and of course he ends up doing it. So I've been listening for the out he would give himself, and he's not giving himself an out right now. But I don't think there's any
You don't need
doubt
an
he's
out.
going to run for president.
Yeah,
Paul
you don't need
Broca, the great political columnist for Texas Monthly, wrote a column about a year ago
That's right.
that said it only makes sense. It only makes sense for Rick Perry to seek the third full term if he were going to seek higher office.
Right.
It just and he laid out a very compelling case, and I think that's right. There's really, why would you, especially now? I mean, Perry could have left with the balanced budget and the best economy in the country and generating all the jobs, more jobs than the rest of the country combined. But now he's got to head into a legislative session to deal with a $20 billion budget shortfall, which is going to be ugly. I mean, there's just no way around it. This is going to be an ugly legislative session. So why would you take that on unless you can show that you're just as good a cost cutter and spending cutter as Chris Christie?
Yeah. By the way, why do people say, oh, the country's not ready for another president from Texas again so soon? I don't know, do voters really think about that? When you decide you like somebody, you don't go, oh, but wait, I can't vote for him because that state's had too many presidents. That sounds like political scientist talk to me.
Well, I think, I mean, my column runs in different newspapers around the country, and I frequently get emails from readers in Minnesota or Washington State or wherever it might be, who say, typical Texan, just like Bush. And so there is among a certain group of voters in the United States, I think there's a very strong resentment at the idea of another Texas governor going to the White House anytime soon. Yeah, I think they would be liberals.
Yeah.
I don't know,
mostly.
I mean, that's fine. That's for people that aren't going to vote for
Right.
him
Yeah,
anyway.
anyway,
But if
exactly.
you think he hung the moon, I don't think you're going to worry too much about
Yeah.
the quota of a particular state. We're going to come back with more Gang of Four. We're going to talk about what happened and why it happened on Tuesday and where we go from here. And Esquire magazine says the president has lost his mojo. We'll see if we can find it in this room. We'll start with Cary Clack. We know where to look in his case. And more Gang of Four is coming up on News Talk 550 KTSA.